facility. We'll be long gone before it arrives. Warriors, prepare for combat. We are the arm of the prophets, Arbiter, and you are the blade. Be silent and swift, and we shall quell this heresy without incident.
First lads in position.
The storm has masked our approach, and it should have their local battle net in disarray. We have the element of surprise, for now.
Engage active camouflage. Reveal yourselves only after the Arbiter has joined battle with the enemy.
You may wish to do the same, Arbiter. But take heed. Your armor system is not as new as ours. Your camouflage will not last forever.
Other way.
Fuck my controller, dude. Fuck my controller. This goddamn controller. No. Hold on. Let me just pause it. God, I feel so dumb. Fuck this controller, dude. Fuck this controller. Alright, here we go. I'm back. What the goddamn motherfucking fucking shit. Oh! Sorry about Jeez.
Gutless.
People punching him out.
Whoops. Oh.
Let it come back to us. Arbiter, clear the hangar and open its door so I may drop the second lance.
Oh.
Arbiter, clear the hangar and open its door so I may drop the second lance.
Oh.
Arbiter, clear the hangar and Sentinels, defend us! Arbiter, clear the hangar and open its door so I may drop the second lance. Hold position. I am making my approach.
Whoops. No. Alright, we'll try some good old multiplayer, because that was a little retarded. I'm sorry. Actually, I need some support. Just kidding. Here we go. Coagulation.
Capture the flag.
Ah, fuck, I gotta use my controller.
Flag taken.
I suck. What the fuck? Lag, me suck. Me.
Flag taken.
What the motherfucker got no motherfucker. Maybe I'll put on some music, how about that? I put her in the closet, dad's closet.
Flag returned.
Ooh. Someone had us pinned. Oh. Get up, back it up. Throw that grenade. Wait it. Move for it. Go, go, go. No! Stolen. We're gonna get that flag sooner or later.
Flag captured. Warning, lead.
Whoa. Pew, pew.
Flag captured.
Boom. I seen that coming. Aw. This song's for women. Aha! You couldn't kill me even if you tried. Ooh. That sniper is a freaking nobody. Yeah, that's right. 1 in 15. I'm the winner. Oh man, look at the spinning little sword. Oh, it's so cool. Team B10 ball. Look at it, it's but a scoop. You're not seeing what I'm seeing. Oh, okay. One moment, just grabbing another source of content. 1 second. Alright, here we go. That'll work. Fat monkey. See this fat monkey? Crazy shit around here. It's this fat monkey. Anime girl, fat monkey. That's all me. I might set me up anime girl on a pillow. Bye.
Take me home. I'm done here now.
What the fuck?
I feel alone. I need hope. I know that I don't have a chance without you. I've no doubt I couldn't make it home. I need you. Now I see the only thing I need is me.
Dreams.
Now you come and relieve this all I feel. I want you
What the fuck? She's a changer. Take this pain
Come to me, for you know I need help. I know now that I don't have a chance without you. I've no doubt I couldn't make it home. I need you. I want you.
165 days into this market cycle. And again, it's just purely due to when it first started trading on exchanges. So what I found really interesting is the actual ROI on Polkadot during that length of time actually exceeded at least the first major impulse, even on coins such as Solana, which is this dotted line, this dotted blue line. And it actually even briefly, just briefly exceeded targets even on Kusama, though the Kusama was very brief. It basically went above the ROI briefly during its first impulse relative to essentially Kusama's first impulse. So it kind of depends on how you analyze this. I'm purely just going off the maturity, but I did find that interesting. And so far, at least if you compare the first major impulse on Polkadot, it had an ROI that actually really challenged, in my opinion, Solana's first impulse. So, and we know Solana has been trading on exchanges for a longer period of time. So it's had more time to have impulsive waves in the market. So
you're missing out. That's what you're doing.
He always changes his names on different platforms. So let me bring it up so I can tell you exactly.
Yeah, what I love the most about Johnny is
I'm gonna need you to get closer to the microphone, brother. I can barely hear you.
I'll share it here in the chat.
I said I love how Johnny's controls power. So that's one of the things that I like the most.
That mic is biased.
Yeah, he's always direct, straight to the point. It doesn't miss a beat. It's crazy.
Twitter.com/CCFX Studios. Johnny Chaos Hex Fabio.
There you go.
I actually do have a theory, guys. The reason why they didn't respond to the cease and desist.
Let's hear it.
They don't have a legal office, and they haven't ran it by an attorney yet. They don't realize how
He's a
screwed they are.
genius.
That's very possible.
They have just simply dismissed it, and they haven't shown it to their attorney yet, because any attorney under God's green earth would say, flip the switch, you dumbasses. So that is my theory on it. I think they're trying to sweep it under the carpet and pretend it goes away. And now it's not. Now it's game on. At this point, now they're going to want to backpedal, because once the suit goes through, they're going to want to backpedal, and it's too late. I think we've been plenty fair.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, it is too late. The damage has been done, and now it's time to take action, right? And so, everybody's got their own way of of dealing with the injustice that has occurred with this gatekeeping. A lot of us have gotten involved more because we wanted to contribute to telling the truth, right? And so Johnny, being the person that's helping to go after these people legally, that's super vindicating in my opinion, and it's definitely commendable. So thank you, Johnny. You're awesome.
No problem. And I'm not all that awesome.
No worries.
Right. And I just want to keep
Ridiculous.
Bitcoin has already claimed their fucking hex in 5 days. Dumbass. You know how much money that is? Dumbass. It's a lot of money. It's more money than you'll ever have.
Woo.
That's in 5 fucking days with no ads. No ads, Peter. $0 spent on marketing, bro. You know how good that performance is? You know whose chat rooms are growing in size in crypto? Hexes. Not anyone that I fucking know. I retired at 24. You're still broke as fuck.
This goes out to all my Hexicans flexing. We all be repping these investments with no stress. Richard blessed us. We're getting Rolexes, Louis V, and a new Benz. Tell all your true friends. Sacrifice some coins to this new sense. Stake it till you make it 55.55. But don't cry, dry your eyes when your old coins die. Pulsechain will be insane and the gains will reign truly. Snack on blockchains like my name is Scooby. ETH got a strap down with gas now, but Rick's about to burn the fees up just like a joint getting passed around. My whole Hex fam be all bros with Lambos. Worst nightmare to this crypto like Rambo. It's going up like a ship to the stars. It's always giving the creator, he must have a rich heart. Pulsechain gang got me all covered in bling. They're covered in rings. Ricky keeps doing his thing. Got a bunch of fucking haters in your crypto fam. So good with numbers, dumb enough to think that Hex is scam. You know-it-alls know it all, but bits tanking now. 40% isn't enough, go get a bank account. When we compare what they can give you on a yearly gain, I'll be flexing with Hex and you'll stress insane. When I'm rich, I'll impress and forget your name. Ethereum is going down sincerely.
Pulsechain. Sincerely, Pulsechain.
Wars. We had this war, and Bitcoin won, and the reason it won is because the trade.
This is awesome. Cryptocurrency. Hex founder Richard Hod is creating a new currency. Pulse. Oh my god. Look at her, she's so cute. Let's go check into
Yeah, the
Wasabi.
market. And by the way, you can use this really for any coin that exists in the market. But basically, this just creates a nice channel in terms of what's realistic over the remainder of this market cycle. So we have basically the lower bound and then the upper bound of this channel, so that now instead of basically trying to guess like what the price targets could be, there's a higher probability that you're actually going to end up hitting, let's say, certain price targets, because you're giving yourself you're basically giving yourself much more surface area to basically set, let's say, your long-term plan in. So if we actually look at what that looks like, let's say on the Polkadot price chart, on TradingView actually. So if we take basically what we just saw and we apply that onto the TradingView chart, just to give a better idea, I kind of look at it in terms of like the actual surface area in a way, in terms of what the price can hit. So all I did is I took that ROI, that theoretical ROI within that channel, and then I basically overlaid it onto TradingView, and you basically end up with some kind of box that looks something like this in a way. So I'm actually just sketching it out on TradingView right now. And then just 2 more lines here. Okay, there we go. So the data we were just looking at is basically it's encapsulating this entire box here. So now there's just more of a margin in terms of like what price levels you could potentially see. And the bottom of the box, I did intentionally put I did give at least good margin, at least on the downside, just to have conservative estimates. But I also put some bands that were above, let's say, that Solana fractal, and you can basically see you get a nice range to work off of. So as the price, let's say, of Polkadot, because I would imagine what's going to happen if we actually end up deleting these price fractals here. What I would imagine is basically what's going to happen in reality is the price is probably going to move somewhere within this box here, provided and there's a nice tolerance in terms of, again, like where it could potentially land. So the idea is, like, as the market starts to ramp up, and if you do want to sell coins, and again, you can literally use this for anything. You're probably going to want to scale out and de-risk, like, as the price of, let's say, any of your coins goes up. And this box here is basically what I will personally be using for Polkadot. And again, the performance is it's going to be based on, at least how I'm analyzing it, the strength of the fractal relative to what we saw on Solana, because then it does actually give, in my opinion, some realistic, like, price targets. Like, if you consider, let's say, a 1-to-1 fractal with Solana, you're basically looking at over $200 per dot. And then if you get higher ROI potential, that's where you start to hit these higher bands. But we also have to consider, in my opinion, potential where the prices don't necessarily hit those higher targets as well, just to be prepared for it. So I do basically have some more conservative price targets as well that ladder up from 75, basically up to as high as like $1,000 for just one Polkadot during this market cycle. So that way you don't have to really think about things in terms of like an absolute price target. As long as I see the price moving within this channel here, in my opinion, it's basically well within the overall, like, scope, or the overall strength of the fractal is basically playing out if we start to see that. So I am going to basically plot this along the way as the cycle goes on. but it does at least give good insight in terms of what price levels you could see, and then you could kind of use something like this as far as like your ladder or how you want to scale out of the market later on. And if we go back to the chart that shows all the smart contract platforms, it's still a very early cycle for DOT. It's had, again, the least amount of time so far trading on the exchanges in this market. I think it recently got listed on Coinbase. I'm not too big on exchange listings because I'm kind of more on the impression that exchanges end up dumping prices down basically on all the coins they end up adding to their exchange. But nonetheless, Solana, despite that, Solana actually did really well, and then Kusama had a pretty insane run up. So, you know, again, everything so far, at least on the DOT price chart, the first impulse was a little bit stronger than Solana's. It took basically a little bit longer to play out, and then if we see basically a similar strength fractal to that of Solana during its 3-wave, you can actually hit an ROI even as high as like 100x measured from the absolute bottom price on Polkadot. So just remember, your ROI is also going to vary depending on what your entry is into the price chart. I'm going strictly basically off the bottom price that we saw back in October of 2020. So the price that I'm actually measuring all the data off of is right around here on the price chart. So right where this green line is, I'm measuring the ROI with the green line being the starting point, and then working its way up on the price chart as we see like the maturity of that fractal play out over the market cycle. So from my view, the cycle is still very, very, very early. And then there's also just kind of hedges I have in place there with just comparing some other price performance. Like, for example, there's Atom here that didn't quite hit as high of an ROI. Atom has actually been the weakest smart contract play this cycle. I'm not really entirely sure what the issue is, at least with Atom. There's some interesting infrastructure that's built around it, but for some reason, it just hasn't been hit really hard at all this cycle. It's actually underperformed, where for the vast majority of the cycle, Atom, which is the lowest line on this chart here, this light purple line, has actually even underperformed Ethereum for the vast majority of its market cycle. So I'm not quite sure if it's gonna, you know, if it ends up underperforming again, then we'll see that data as time goes on. But because of that, I also have, you know, I also take into account like relative performance across everything. And for that reason, there's basically these ROI bands that I set up on the chart to account in for things like that. So the white line is basically the neutral line that's saying, okay, if this tracks Solana, that's the one-to-one fractal strength that could play out over the rest of the cycle. And then the bands above it are what I would consider insanity. And then the bands below it are what I can consider more conservative price targets. And then in reality, when you consider this overall channel this can move in, you'll probably get some sort of combination of everything, and hence this wide channel where the price could actually theoretically move in during this market cycle. So I'm going to take actually this, I still have to kind of prune through some of the data and clean it up, but I'm basically going to take this channel here and then basically overlay the Polkadot price relative to the channel to see how strong the fractal is. So bottom of the channel means the fractal is weak, and then closer to the top of the channel means it's a strong fractal, but it's going to take basically another 6 to 7 months of data points to see where it is now. So far, if you go strictly off the white line, the fractal relative to Solana has been pretty good so far this market cycle, but there's still a lot of data points that are yet to come, and again, that's why the channel is going to be really wide in terms of like the ROI potential that you could see. Let me go back to the chat here, because that was kind of a lot of was a lot of charting there. Let's see, Iron Herb Cohen is solid. Yes, he's very good. He's a very good he's a good analyst. Let's see. You have Rainer Barbosa, Rug Me Baby one more time. Plenty of those going on. So let's see. We also have Gravity Blast. If Cardano can do the gains it's done since public release with little to show for it based on the ETH Foundation pedigree, I see Polkadot doing well or better for the same reason and more. Yeah, it's totally possible. Like Cardano's basically 100% speculation right now. The smart contracts roll out, I believe, sometime in like August or September for ADA. But the reason it's also done really well is I think a lot of it's probably the way the foundation on ADA honestly probably manages their whatever coins are holding better than ETH Foundation. Like the ETH Foundation basically caused the top around 4K, which is very unfortunate. So there are certain disadvantages, like with projects launching as the first one, which Ethereum was as a smart contract platform. So that does allow other networks like ADA, Polkadot, to at least try to improve at least on the overall structure of the project. Because the whole thing, like Ethereum is awesome. Like it's done a lot for this space, but it is a mess when you consider everything around like the foundation, and a lot of it is just it was the first one to do it. So it's having to it's got more resistance, I guess it has to work through versus other projects that come in. Can actually plan ahead for a lot of that stuff since there was initial proof of concept with Ethereum. And plus, like the parachains, at least on Polkadot and Kusama, there's going to be EVM support for the parachains through the parachain, at least on Kusama, will be Karura. No, I'm sorry, not Karura. It'll be Moon River. That's the EVM based parachain on Kusama. We have a culture critique. I bought Sol on this last dip, so I do not. Just to be clear, at least on the Solana price chart, I'm using Solana at least in this particular analysis strictly to see how its performance has been during its three wave, and then just use it as some sort of fractal to gauge how high Polkadot could go when it has its three wave later on. So in terms of the ROI potential for Solana later on, I'm not quite sure what that would be. That would probably be somebody would have to kind of run some other. They'd have to compare it to something else to at least get a sense on Solana. I think there's at least for Polkadot there's a decent amount of data to go off of, at least if you compare it to other smart contract platforms. Let's see. So who else do we have here in the chat? We have Jared here. So how was Vegas? It was good. It was really good. It was fun. I had a good weekend. So that was one of the first trip, or one of the mini trips for the summer. And then I have another one that's planned at least late July and early August. Not back to Vegas, but somewhere else in the States to go check out another area. But it was a really good trip. I had fun. Let's see. We have Brian in the chat, so burn some time before the webinar. And I believe Robert is in that webinar as well. Okay, let's actually go back to more price charts here. And what I'll likely have to do is explode out that it's kind of hard to explain, at least on the first blast. I'm likely going to make a separate video covering this, where I basically have to kind of make some kind of outline to figure out a good way to explain it. And then it's a work in progress. I'm going to try to get this actually on a website where you guys can just look at the data whenever you want. But let's go to a price chart here for Kusama. And if we look at the Kusama price chart, and this also I would say kind of manages at least my expectation for the market cycle. So if you actually look at Kusama's uptrend thus far, This trend it was following since March of 2020. It's basically fallen out of this trend. That doesn't necessarily mean like it just means basically the trend is slowing down, which is true across the entire market. Because if you actually set up like a fib channel on the Kusama price chart, it's basically hit its local peaks relative to this fib channel twice during this market cycle. So the first instance was around September of 2020, and the second instance was actually around March of 2021 or March of this year. So I've noticed basically with Bitcoin dropping, let's say, below that 40K level, Kusama has fallen out of this uptrend channel. This is also true if you look at the Synthetics price chart. Synthetics had a very similar trend it was following. So because this trend has, let's say, broken down, this is no longer a valid trend you could really analyze Kusama for. It just means the market is going to do something different when the market picks back up. This is likely going to take much more time to play out. And if you compare, let's say, where Bitcoin is today, so if you go to the Bitcoin price chart, it's still holding above this 30K level. And I'm still under the impression I don't think 30K is going to break down, at least on the first attempt. Right now, it looks like the market is trying to bounce, but we'll see. We'll see how high it goes. I really don't think this is going to go back up to 60K or anything like that. I'm still considering prices basically below 30K. I personally think it will happen, and that's why I do have cash set up for buys if we do see those lower than 30K targets. But we have basically the entire summer to see how this move actually plays out. This literally could take the entire summer to have, let's say, some kind of decision on the price chart, and you could actually end up having a really big bounce that plays out maybe July or August. We'll just have to see. And you just have to be kind of realistic as far as the timeline goes. It's gonna take time for the market to rebound back, and for that reason, I'm expecting this market cycle is gonna go into 2022. Maybe even as late as this cycle could actually run potentially as late as like halfway through the decade, depending on how long this takes to build back up. Because the last time Bitcoin had a major sell-off comparable to what we've seen so far was back in July of 2019. And if you just measure the amount of time this move took to play out, this bear trend lasted for close to 250 days. So I would expect, at least with where the price is at now, I would personally expect this to play out at least until the end of the summer before there's a decision, just based on how long previous moves have taken before going into the next impulsive wave. So I think patience is going to ultimately reward a lot of people. If you have any stable coins, maybe you can collect yield on those and then use that to cost average whatever your positions are. I think there's a lot of ways you can go about at least managing some of the risk that's on the table right now. I would say at least if you compare for the Bitcoin price chart, I would say the downside risk relative to where it's at now is probably, in my opinion, it's probably around 50% on Bitcoin. So I'm looking basically around 18,500 if that 30K level breaks. And then for altcoins, they will have higher downside. So you'd be looking probably around another 60 to 70%.
All right, here we go, guys.
Live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, VK, and many stations around the world. This is a state of trance.
The waves crash around us. We long for the still. The night sky grows darker. It brings me a chill. When the world seems broken, how do we survive? Will it be alright? Will it be alright? Days filled with silence, there's nowhere to go. Though I'm not near you, you're never alone. But those busy sidewalks feel like years ago. Take me back again. Take me back again. We must fall before we can rise. Hit the ground before we can fly. We will love with tears in our eyes. We will return to life. Used to be like broken glass. I shattered when the world attacked. I thought I was strong. Oh. But I would get back up again. But then I mess it up again. Till you came along. Oh.
so bad. Going back.
Sometimes it's okay to lose yourself. Lose yourself. I can't fight it. No, don't try to hide it. Oh, lose yourself. Lose yourself. I can't fight it. No, don't try to hide it. Sometimes it's okay to lose yourself. Do you really believe the things you say? Are you lying to yourself day after day? How do you look? You envy. I hope you're sleeping soundly in your bed tonight. I don't see you when looking at the things you do, and you don't see me either. I don't see you when looking at the things you do, and you don't see me Do you really believe it's all on me? Guess you're never sorry. Don't feel that deep when you're alone. Who do you see? You this understanding in front of me. I don't see you when looking at the things you do. You don't see me either. I don't see you when looking at the things you do. You don't see me either.
Happy.
Mirror, mirror, this very stuff is wrong. When the mask falls, mirror, mirror, this very stuff is wrong. When the mask falls, when the mask
game sucks. That's good.
You are listening to an exclusive guest mix on A State of Trance.
With this week, Woody Van Eyden.
Oh, fuck that shit. Oh my god. Where's the
Like waves on the sand, you take my hand, and life pulls us apart again. But I'm not afraid. My serenade will follow you until we meet again. If you should come undone, close your eyes and hear my song. Remember that we're bound together forever, my love. We are one. You're the moon, I'll shine on you like the sun. My voice on the wind calls you back again. Your heart will find its way with my serenade. My serenade. Enemies are made by your soldier spies. Infiltrate, spread the word, multiply. Marching over me, I'm keeping you close. I raise my head and fix my eyes and carry on.
Get this faggot.
Marching over me, I'm keeping you close. I raise my head and fix my eyes and carry on.
Oh, cool. Brought me to the real.
Marching over me, I'm keeping you close. I raise my head and fix my eyes and carry on. Make a dash across the fields from your truth. Suffocate everything that follows you. Set sail on your sea. Hold on to my pride. Reaching out, nothing there. And carry on. And carry on.
Thank you, Matsumi. Dave Malik. No.
Whoa.
Hey, what's up guys, my name is